Hey guys, what you doing? It's New Year's! Yay! How was your Christmas, by the way? And I meant to say, how are you doing? And this is a different video. It's not a gameplay video. It is. Now 2017 is nearly over. We've got one more day, and we are so close to 2018. It's even funny saying that, you know. And these weren't games that were out in 2017. Well, some of them were. I'm talking it to myself, but anyway, and some of them weren't. But these were games that were played on my channel that were my top 10 games of 2017. So it's just on my channel. It's not like 2017 games that were out then, if you know what I mean. Please do. So I think we should just tip things off. Now, Horizon Zero Dawn won't be on my channel. No, Horizon Zero Dawn, sorry, will not be in this selection because I've only played in a lot of that, so it was okay, but it wasn't in my top 10. Moving on. Number 10. What's that backwards? Number 10 on my channel was near the beginning, and it was, I don't know if you can see that, Resident Evil Code Veronica X. Now, Resident Evil Code Veronica X is when you play as Claire Redfield and Chris Redfield at a point, mostly Claire though, and you're finding your way through a facility that Claire has been locked up in by Juan Pablo somebody. I find this in my top 10 because Resident Evil Code Veronica X is in my heart. I really love the game, and it's one of my favourite Resident Evils. It's some people's least favourites, but it's one of my favourites. And Steve, I kinda liked. I know I said I didn't like him, but I kinda like him now. And it is a shame when he dies, and it's a big shame. Spoiler alert in this video, by the way. I'm going to be mentioning some things, so watch the playthrough first. Moving on. Then, about halfway through, maybe quarter of the way through, you do Chris Redfield, which is Claire Redfield's brother, in it, in case you haven't read the Resident Evil. And you do him to find her, and you end up encountering hundreds of them enemies in this game. For example, Giant Worm, Alfred and Alexia Ashford, which are known as the twins, Nefertiti, which is Alexander Ashford really, but that's his nickname, and a whole different, oh yeah, Tyrant as well. That took me a few attempts. And numerous zombies of course, so it doesn't really help into the bargain. And Resident Evil 2 Veronica, there was two things I didn't really like about it. One, it was a bit longer than the other Resident Evils. I found it really tiresome afterwards. I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, but it was not dragging on a bit, but like kinda just there, as you know what I mean. Like, that's the reason it's in my number 10. Number 2 is the weapons are shite. I'm sorry for swearing, but they are. They don't work, and they are so stupid. do about 15 bullets to get an enemy down. It just doesn't work in my opinion. Anyway, moving on to number 9. Number 9 is fairly recent on my channel. It's Evil Within. Now, you have seen my playthrough, probably. Took me a couple episodes, 17 I think, 19, something like that. And Evil Within, you do Sebastian Castellanos with your partners, Joseph Oda and Julie Tippin, and you're investigating what seems to be a murder, but it isn't. It's all behind this anarchist called Ruvik, and Ruvik goes into people's minds, and it's hard to make out this name, so I'm trying to explain it the best I can. And he likes to play with people's minds, and his feelings and thoughts that he had or has, he interprets it into Sebastian's and Joseph mostly. It says mind, and they get to see all the fascinating things that he sees, which isn't really good, to say the least. There is his sister, Laura, which is, she has 6 legs, burned in a fire, has a horrible scream, really horrible scream. And then there's Boxhead, who's just terrifying. There's no other word for that, it's just terrifying. Then there's the Sadist, which is the chainsaw guy I was talking about. And then there's Ruvik. The Ruvik boss fight at the end, that's the reason it didn't go further down on my list, was because the Ruvik boss fight was just ridiculous. There isn't another word for it, it's just ridiculous. It wouldn't work, it didn't work in the game. I didn't enjoy that last boss fight, it ruined the game, I think. But it still made it in my top 10, so there's been worse ones, believe me. Moving on, number 8. Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. Now, Uncharted 4, it's moving on. I haven't played the first 3, so I don't really know the story, but I wanted to start with this one. And it is Nathan Drake, I think his name is, and it's a bit like Tomb Raider. You like to jump around things in it, and you have his brother Sam, who you encounter from prison, Elena, his wife, and Sully, his oldest and most brainiest friend. Crazy. Anyway, and you go from city to city and find the hidden treasure of Henry Avery, who was a lost pirate in some time. I didn't pay much attention. Now, this time I had particular criticism about, because the ending, when I record my episodes, I have a limit that I can do, it's 35 minutes. And then, if that runs out and I don't notice, I know I went for an hour last time, but that was a different thing. And I have a limit, like I said, and it ran out in the last episode, and you then did see the ending, but you seen what happened to the baddie, Rafe, but you didn't get to see what happened like 20 years later, in it, where his daughter Sophie, I think her name is, might be, is wanting to become an adventurer herself and looks into Elena's and Nate's stuff, and they end up catching her, and they tell her all about their travels. So that bit I missed out, and I got some severe criticism about that, and I was thinking about quitting YouTube, to tell you the truth, then. But I didn't, thankfully. So, moving on. Number 7, The Walking Dead Season 1. Now, I know this video's dragged on a bit, can't help that. It is Lee Everett, who is just an ordinary man that stumbles into a zombie universe and encounters all horrifying creatures. He then meets a girl called Clementine, who basically becomes his daughter more and more into the game. And there's 5 episodes in it. And it says, the world we know is dawn, the dead have risen to feed on the living to not be trusted, starving, never safe, looking for hope. Now that's a perfect summary of what this game's about. It's about this. It's not just about shooting zombies like Resident Evil. I love Resident Evil, don't get me wrong. But this shows you the salvation topics that they have to go through and the hunger that they go through. And we do encounter a lot of surprises in this game. I was surprised at some parts, particularly, spoiler alert, Lily shooting Charlie. I was surprised at that, but that can be changed, I heard. Don't know how. And it's really sad at some points, which is always good when, like for example, when Duck dies. That's quite sad. Even though Duck was a bit annoying, but it was so sad. When Lee died, that, like the main character, your character. Now, when does your character die in a game? I just found it really surprising. But guys, I like the game overall. I'm trying to move on to about 12 minutes already. What number are we at? I've lost count. Number 6. Do the attempt here. Is Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. Now, I originally played this for the PS3, and I didn't like the footage that was on it, but I then played it for the PlayStation Remastered version, and it was much better. Now, I urge you to check that out also. And this too had really sad moments. This had really sad moments, like for example when Daz, when Daz and Clids die at the end, and then that's quite sad. It also has revenge moments, which I love in games when they get the revenge, like with Satayev when you shoot him, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. That's why I played the rest of them as well, but they're not in my top 10, because that basically started it off for me. Moving on, number 5. When it's 5s now. This is Resident Evil 4. Now, Resident Evil 4, one of my all-time favourite games, is Leon S. Kennedy, you know. A slightly fancier Leon S. Kennedy. I've been told I'm like him myself. Thanks to whoever said I am. And I'm like that. Anyway, moving on. You are investigating a small village in Madrid in Spain, and you're looking for the daughter of the president, Ashley Graham, who is the most annoying character in Resident Evil. For me, personally, she is the most annoying character. Leon, help! I'll do the impression. And it encounters a lot of enemies in this game. Zombies, well, they're not really zombies. More infected people. The El Gigante, which is a big giant mutant that throws trees at you. Not exactly present, isn't it? Salazar, which is a little small man who is a pain in the ass, basically. Clouser, his ex-teammate. And the ultimate one, Sadler, which is the guy that does it all to Leon in the first place. He kidnapped the president. No, he kidnapped the president's daughter, sorry, and wanted Leon to come there to try and get her back, and then he tried to kill them, which didn't succeed. It's all weird and confusing, but anyway, moving on. He meets a lot of friends in this game, like one in particular I really liked when she came back. It's Ada Wong. Now, we all thought she died in Resident Evil 2, right? I had played it, not my channel, but I had played it. And we all thought she died in Resident Evil 2, didn't we? But then she came back in Resident Evil 4, and she was, put your hands where I can see them. That's what she was like when we first seen her. And then they had that awesome standoff between each other in it. And then she's kind of like a frenemy. You ever heard that word? Like she's half friend, half enemy. So you don't know what side Ada's playing. That's basically it. And then you have Ashley, who follows you around for about half a game. Disappears at moments, which is quite good. Then there's Luis Serra. Now this is his first appearance in a Resident Evil game, and sadly only appearance. Spoiler, he dies. And also he is a former cop that worked in Madrid, and he is asked by Sadler to come and investigate the Plagas virus, which is a virus which they are trying to infect the whole village with, which succeeds. But they also try to infect Leon and Ashley with this, and it doesn't succeed basically. So moving on in next game. I hope you're enjoying this, guys. I hope it's not too boring. I don't know what else to do. Then for me it was, sorry, I'm getting unraveled. Tomb Raider. Now this game for me, I had to repeat it a few times. Tomb Raider, I done it on easy and then it was too easy, but then I ended up getting all my footage deleted by my little brother, and I ended up having to do it all again, but we done it on normal, so it was much tougher and I died a lot more. Now I die a lot in games. I'm not one of them that wants 100% perfection in games. I just do in my own playthrough. Never played Tomb Raider before, really enjoyed it, loved Roth, loved Lara, Grim, really liked him, Whitman hated, Sam was okay, a bit bland, Jonah was okay, same, Reyes was good, Alex was a bit in love with Lara, and Matthias was an asshole basically. Hemato didn't get it, but we can just leave it now. Moving on. Next one is another Resident Evil game. It is Resident Evil 7. Now, I covered this fairly early in my channel, and it's been out this year. It was out earlier this year, where you play as Ethan Winters and you're looking for your wife Mia, and you embark upon this house, this little farmhouse that you think, oh, innocent, and it really isn't. Because when you embark in there, you find the insane Baker family, consisting of Jack, Marguerite, and Lutus, and Zoe. Now, these are hell-bent on telling you, and by piecing every little clue that you get, that's your fight to stay alive. Now, my favourite character in this wasn't Ethan, because there was no information about him whatsoever in the game. And Mia, nope, it was Jack Baker. Now, Jack Baker, I had sad moments for him, not that I spoil it, and I had really annoying moments with him. at the same time. Now, onto the boss fight at the end with Evelyn. That was basically like the Evil Within boss fight with Ruvit. I really didn't like that. I'm going to be honest, I really hated it. It was so damn easy. Like, I wanted more. And the ending I didn't do it. See when Chris came out the helicopter and done "You're safe now" or whatever. And there was an Umbrella helicopter behind him. Now, Chris would never work for Umbrella, so I'm thinking it's maybe like a clone of Chris. I'm not sure. And maybe they're trying to trick them and take them someplace else. Maybe that's what Resident Evil 8's going to be about. If it comes out, don't know. But I'm interested to find out. And I do recommend you play this. Not with VR though. But I do recommend you play it. Number 2, so we're getting close. Number 2. Life is Strange. Now, Life is Strange, I didn't have high hopes for this game, I'm going to be honest. I thought this was going to be another bland thing to game, but it'll be okay. But it hits your heartstrings that hard that you can't wait to turn it on a day. And that's what I was like. I was recording like 4 episodes of that a day just for me. And you guys must have been sick to death for that in April. But wow. And you know Max Caulfield, who is a student at Blackwater Academy, and she finds out she can rewind time. What's that noise? Moving on. And she teams up with her partner, Chloe Price, after she saves her in the bathroom from getting shot by Nathan Prescott. And Chloe Price has a friend, Rachel Amber, who has sadly disappeared. Spoiler, she is deceased by find out in the playthrough. And Max is like a kind of picked on character, like she's kind of been bullied in school, I think, by Nathan and Victoria Chase. And she has a teacher, Mark Jefferson, who is a photography teacher and the kind of hot sud teacher. I hate using that word, but it is. And what was I say about Life is Strange? It's emotional moments, definitely, because there's really emotional moments, and I also like the kind of feeling that you get with the decisions. I love decision games. See when you can choose your own decisions. I've said decisions a lot now, haven't I? And Chloe was my favourite character. She is an amazing character. Sassy, bitchy, and just ready for a fight. And tearing. So she's nice. I like her. Something happens at the end and I was slightly sad by it. Watching the video. And moving on, number 1. 1 finally here. Woohoo! You'll be happy or sad or hopefully both. This game touched a lot of heartstrings in 2015. Sequel is coming out well, not tomorrow, but the year tomorrow, like 2018. It's coming out in 2018. It is The Last of Us Remastered. Now, this I just loved. It's so good. Even and Left Behind, that's so good as well. But I'm concentrating on the main game right now. Now we know Joe Miller, who is just a normal guy coming home from his carpenter job, and his little daughter Sarah, who's 10 years old or 12, something like that. she buys him a new watch for his birthday, and she's a good character, but a bit bland as well. But they tried, so. But basically, later on that night, they get a call from Joel's brother, Tommy, who says there's something going on in the world, and Sarah goes to look for her dad, who turns out to be running away from something, and runs in the house and shoots her next door neighbour Jimmy, who has sadly become infected with the deadly virus. The game had its high and low points. Its high points were the excitement of shooting enemies, because the doiness. I'm one for horror games. I do love a horror game. It wasn't a horror game, it's more an action game. But I love action games, like you can shoot somebody from miles away with a rifle and that. I just love all that. I'm weird, I know. But anyway, and then you stumble upon Tess and Ellie. Now Tess, you might have known 3 years ago, and she knows everything about you, and she's always got your back. Now after Sarah, spoiler alert, sadly dies, that scene really got me, by the way. Made me cry. Literally made me cry. Watch it. And then you stumble upon Ellie, like I've said. Now Ellie is a kind of tough teenager who has been born into this world. She hasn't really done anything with her life. Like, she's not been outside, she hasn't seen the rain, she's always been locked up by Marlene. In a good way, not a bad way. And her and Joel and Tess at points go on adventure, and they encounter lots of these things, critters and runners, which seem to haunt them throughout the whole game. And it's all about the bonding in this game. Like, Ellie and Joel really bond in it, I feel. And he basically becomes like a dad, kinda. Like, and she becomes like the daughter that he used to have, like with Sarah. And I'm wondering with The Last of Us 2, if it's only embark more on that. I will definitely be playing it when it's out, so stay tuned for that. And I want to see if it embarks more, maybe give us more knowledge of what Ellie went through. Now, I heard you play as Ellie, and I'm wondering about that. So you do play as Ellie in that game in The Last of Us as well, like at a certain point in the winter, and it was too good. Sorry, I've lost track of what I was saying. Oh yeah, I'm just wondering if in Last of Us 2 Joel is dead, maybe? Because he does look in one of the trailers as if he's like kind of an angel, not like in Ellie's mind, I mean. And like telling her what to do. Barry, love that song in the trailer. Walk Through the Valley. Love it. Anyway, and guys, I really enjoyed this game. It was the best game overall. So I'm gonna stop there, and I've been talking for nearly half an hour. But this is kind of bonding between us, kinda, and I just wanted to tell you what my 10 favourite games were in 2017. Now I'll do this for 2018 if I have time, and hopefully my channel will grow and grow and grow. I hope so. And guys, I just want to say thank you for watching this if you watched it all, and I really appreciate the people that stayed with me even though we lost all the subscribers. I know I keep going on about it, but I was really sad by that. But I'm over it, and really hope you enjoyed this episode, and give me any tips that I should think about. Now, I've tried with what somebody said to me about the screen recorder thing, and I need pixels. I don't have pixels. And I tend to enjoy it like this, but next year I'm going to get new equipment, so it will look much better then for my Christmas and for 2019. For 2018, sorry, I can't tell. And hopefully we still have a channel then, and hopefully we'll over like 500 subscribers then. Oh, I wish. I'd be so amazed if I hadn't. And we've only been doing it since February, and we've got like 200 subscribers. I know we lost a few, but I'll get them back. So guys, that's all I got to say in the matter. Really hope you enjoyed this, and I hopefully see you in 2018. So guys, enjoy your new year, and I hope you enjoyed your Christmas. I certainly enjoyed mine, and enjoying New Year. Happy New Year, guys! See you in 2018. Thanks guys. Peace out.